Hello, you're listening to the audio version of Parkrun magazine. Thanks so much for joining us. This audio mag is a place to find out more about leading a happier and healthier lifestyle, as well as hearing from the communities and people at the heart of Parkrun events across the United Kingdom. Welcome to the audio version of Parkrun magazine. This is Series 4, Episode 4, and we'll be featuring another selection of stories that appeared in Issue 4 of the printed edition of the magazine, which was published in autumn 2023. This episode is all about volunteering. We'll be finding out how to get involved, answering a few questions, and of course, hearing from real volunteers. And after that, we're on a road trip to Glasgow to say hi to the Saturday gang at Springburn Parkrun. It's a good feeling, volunteering at Parkrun or Junior Parkrun. Anyone can have a go. You don't need any experience to volunteer at Parkrun. All the roles are easy to pick up, and there'll always be someone on hand to explain what to do. Everyone's welcome. You can learn new skills and bring the whole family. Let's find out a bit more.
Volunteering is a brilliant way to get involved with Parkrun. You might be coming along for the first time. Perhaps you'd like to learn a new skill. Maybe you just want to spend time outside with other people or build up your confidence. There are a few ways you can get involved in volunteering. You could go online, find your nearest event and email them. Include your name and Parkrun ID, the number on your barcode, and the date you'd like to volunteer. It doesn't matter if you don't know which role you'd like to do. There's something for everyone. Your chosen event might have social media. These are often active online communities, and you'll easily be able to see if they need volunteers. If you're already at the Parkrun where you want to volunteer, have a chat with the run director. They can add you to the future volunteer roster. You can see this on the event's Parkrun website. Don't worry if the role you want has been filled. There can never be too many volunteers at Parkrun. Oh, and you don't have to run. You don't need to be a runner to volunteer, and you don't need to be super fit. No experience, skills, or knowledge are required. Everyone who wants to help out really is welcome. We'll make adjustments for anyone living with a disability or other challenges. There's a volunteer role for everybody.
When regular parkrunners are thinking about volunteering, they often ask whether they can walk, jog, or run and volunteer on the same day. Of course they can.
That's right. You don't have to choose between volunteering and walking, jogging, or running around the Parkrun course. You can do both on the same day and get a volunteer credit, as well as a credit for completing the course. Loads of volunteer roles allow you to do both. Event day course check, pre-event setup, first timers welcome, tail walker, park walker, token sorting, report writing, post-event close down. Or you could volunteer as a pacer and help other park runners complete the course in the time goal they've chosen.
What better way to find out a bit more about how much fun volunteering can be than to hear from volunteers themselves? Here are 3 stories from volunteers who've all had a very different but equally positive parkrun experience.
First, here's Andrew Moody's story. He goes to Falkirk Parkrun with his granddaughter, Millie. Andrew is a regular volunteer at Falkirk and is a member of the core team. My granddaughter Millie did the run brief aged just 9 years old, exactly 5 years to the day since she took part in her first parkrun. I started parkrun just after my 50th birthday, that was in November 2011. When I got an injury to get my parkrun fix, I volunteered for a few weeks. I have now volunteered almost 400 times. Millie ran once when she was 4, and the next week I asked her if she wanted to run. Her answer was, no. Pop, volunteering is a lot better. It took me about a year and a half of being on the core team before I got on the wall to give the run brief. Millie just got up, and you would have thought she had done it 100 times. She had said to me in the morning to tell the run director she was in charge. To my surprise, he handed her the microphone and invited her onto the wall. We both love volunteering and helping others achieve things they never thought possible before they started Parkrun. Volunteering doesn't mean you do the same thing every week. Phillip whose home parkrun is Halifax, has had a go at 28 separate volunteer roles. Like many parkrun volunteers, he tells us, I started with the marshal role, cheering on the people I usually ran with, and from there moved on to scanning and handing out finish tokens. One particularly memorable volunteer stint occurred when Phillip combined parkrun with a celebration of his home county. He remembers, Yorkshire Day 2015 fell on a Saturday, so my wife and I decided to try a family takeover, having a go as joint run directors with our daughters and friends supporting. There were plenty of white rose flags, brass band music, and 135 walkers and runners. And what makes Phillips happy about volunteering? He says, sharing in the joy of parkrun, whether that's celebrating a course record or just being out there with friends in the pouring rain. Patricia Brown is a regular at Portobello Parkrun in Edinburgh, and volunteering has helped her to gain confidence and improve her mental health. When I first started volunteering, Patricia remembers, I don't think I actually spoke to anyone. It took a while to get chatting to people. Eventually, being at the front of the finish funnel, I found my voice, saying well done hundreds of times. Patricia got to know the core team when the local cafe was closed, and some of the regulars asked her to join them for coffee in their car. When Patricia celebrated her 50th time volunteering, she was given the megaphone and started the parkrun. My GP, a parkrunner herself, has always encouraged me, as did the community mental health team. Saturday morning is my favorite time of the week. I have tried most roles, but my favorite is guiding all the parkrunners into the finish funnel. I try to approach people looking lost and unsure, as that is what I would expect for me.
Have you thought about volunteering but are worried that you might get something wrong? Sometimes people don't come forward to volunteer at Parkrun and Junior Parkrun because they think they have to have previous volunteering experience or that they need to have knowledge of the course. But that's not the case at all.
It certainly isn't. You don't need to have any experience to volunteer at Parkrun and Junior Parkrun. Everyone is welcome. Some people worry about being asked a question by a parkrunner and not knowing the answer. You won't be expected to know everything. If someone asks you a question you're not sure about, the run director will be able to help. Another common concern is making a mistake. Don't worry, there'll always be someone around to explain what to do. If you'd like even more reassurance, why not shadow another volunteer one week to see what their role involves? If you're timekeeping or barcode scanning, the virtual volunteer app has been specially designed, so it's really simple for everyone to use.
Has hearing all about volunteering given you a nudge to have a go yourself? That's brilliant. It's always fantastic to welcome new volunteers to Parkrun and Junior Parkrun events. Here are some of the questions people often ask before they volunteer for the first time. And the answers. Question 1. I've never been to Parkrun or Junior Parkrun before. Can I still volunteer?
Absolutely, yes. New volunteers are always welcome. All you need to do is register in advance at www.parkrun.org.uk/register. It's completely free and you only need to register once, even if you want to come along to many different events. If you can't access the internet, don't worry. Our system is set up so someone else can do it for you. You'll get a Parkrun barcode when you register. You don't need to bring it with you, though, unless you're volunteering as a tail walker, pacer, park walker, or a VI guide. If you're doing one of those roles, you can have your barcode scanned and receive an official time, if you want to.
Question 2. How old do I need to be to volunteer? Can I bring the children?
Any age. Under 18s must be within close proximity of an adult, and over 4s registered for Parkrun can get a volunteer credit. Families are welcome to volunteer. All the roles are super easy to pick up. The skills developed and confidence gained by volunteering from an early age go a long way.
Question 3. When should I get there?
It's best to arrive half an hour before the event starts. That way, you can say hello to other volunteers, find out what you'll be doing, ask any questions, and have plenty of time to walk to another part of the course if that's where you'll be based during the parkrun.
Question 4. How long does volunteering take?
No one can come last at parkrun or junior parkrun, so the length of each event will vary from week to week. How long you spend volunteering also depends on the role you're doing, but it's typically no more than 90 minutes, unless, of course, you fancy hanging around in the cafe afterwards.
Question 5. Can I volunteer with a friend?
Of course. When you get in touch with the event team, let them know you'd like to volunteer with a friend. They'll then find the best role for you to do together.
Question 6. I can volunteer this week, but not next week. Is that okay?
Absolutely. You don't have to commit to a certain number of days. Send the event team an email during the week before you can volunteer, or just turn up on the day.
Question 7. Will I always be doing the same role?
No. It's really good for volunteers to gain experience of lots of different jobs. Of course, you may have a favourite role. Just have a word with the event team.
Question 8. Do I need to bring or wear anything specific?
No. Just wear something you feel comfortable in that's appropriate for the weather. You'll be given a high-vis vest to wear on top of your clothes. If you're barcode scanning or timekeeping, you'll need access to a smartphone with the Virtual Volunteer app downloaded.
There you go. Volunteering is easy. Maybe you or someone you know would like to give it a go. Now, the magazine team love getting to know the people at parkruns throughout the UK. In issue 4, they travelled up to Springburn Parkrun in Glasgow to meet some of the Saturday morning crowd. Here are Springburn's People of Parkrun. Shirley and Kristen.
Parkrun is for everybody, says Shirley. The social aspect of meeting up with everybody is really important, Kristen says. I use Parkrun for motivation to get me going through the week as well as on a Saturday, and it's a great community. I come along on Sunday to junior parkrun as well, and it's great to see the kids joining in. I felt more encouraged to get my children along to parkrun because I was doing it, so it became a family event.
Ikenna
uses parkrun for his own well-being, as well as that of his brother Obi, who has autism. I started doing parkrun 4 or 5 years ago, says Ikenna. It's good to have a bit of weekly training with similarly minded people. It was also to try and get my brother to do some physical activity as well. It's certainly helping him to make sure he stays active and give him a routine, which is important. As a kid, I used to play rugby, and for some reason I always think that Saturday mornings are either for football or rugby. Parkrun is a good way of doing something physical and organised at the weekend.
Mark
is a Springburn Parkrun director, while his wife Wendy is an event director. Having a hugely positive first parkrun experience had a big impact on Mark. I first started because friends of ours were running Strathclyde Parkrun, he says. Being bigger than most, I was quite nervous, but Strathclyde were brilliant, really, really encouraging, and I loved it. It's a nice way of keeping fit without feeling like you're entering some kind of elite sporting event. You meet great people every week.
Alice and Andy.
For Alice and her partner Andy, parkrun has become an important part of their week. My dad started doing parkrun years ago, and that's what got me into it. Then I got Andy into doing it, says Alice. I usually run around with my dad and have a catch-up with him. I like to do that because I don't get to see him as much during the week. Andy says, we both love running, so it's nice to know that every Saturday there will be a parkrun. It means a lot to us. It's hard to put into words.
Leanne.
I first got involved with parkrun in 2017, Leanne says. I've even gotten my dad Gordon involved now, and we've been trying to get more of my family involved because of the health aspect. If you've never done a parkrun, you should give it a try. You don't have to run. There have been times when I've been injured or had a heavy cold, but I've come along knowing that the fresh air will help, and I still get my tick on the sheet at the end of the week.
Kevin.
This is my local parkrun and I just got the bug, Kevin tells us. My partner got the bug too, and we've met all these wonderful people. The volunteers are fantastic. I've been a tail walker here. It's just an amazing community. It doesn't matter who you are, the colour of your skin, where you're from, they all welcome you. I met a guy when I was walking and he was saying he struggles with his weight and he has injuries, but this is where he comes because he feels safe and comfortable enough to be out there and not be judged and to feel supported. Everyone's got a different challenge and a different reason why they're here. No one judges you, whatever your challenge is.
Ian.
Ian is a real regular. Parkrun gives me a great focus for my running in so many ways, he says. The post-Parkrun chat is fantastic as well. I've only missed a handful of events since Springburn Parkrun started, and it's a big part of my week. My running is geared towards Parkrun.
What a fantastic set of stories. Thanks again to the parkrunners and event team at Springburn. That's it for this episode. Next time, we'll be meeting the crew from Barking and Barking Junior Parkrun and travelling to Northern Ireland to find out more about the amazing scenery that forms the backdrop to the local parkruns. Thank you for listening to Parkrun Magazine. We hope you liked the features and enjoyed our simple ways to take steps towards a happier and healthier life. To find out more about your local parkrun event or collect a free copy of the printed magazine, head over to magazine.parkrun.com. Parkrun Magazine is created by Parkrun, with the audio version made possible through editing and audio adaptation by Imogen Lees, and production by Like the Wind Media and Runcomm. If you enjoyed listening, please remember to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with others. That's all for this episode. We hope you enjoy the next one.